Hi friends, I am your instructor for this course. We will make a QR code generator in this course using Google Chart API, and we will go step by step so that you can easily understand and implement the same. This course is for complete beginners. Only you need some basic HTML knowledge. If not so, then also no problem. Just follow the steps and you will easily understand the same. Let's look at brief introduction about QR code. QR code stands for Quick Response Code. It is a two-dimensional barcode that can be read by a QR code reader or smartphone camera. QR code were basically invented in 1994 by Japanese company named DensoWave. So let's move or talk about the benefits of QR code. Contactless experience. QR code provide contactless experience, which is particularly important where social distancing is required to be discouraged. Improved efficiency. QR code automate the task where payment check-ins and access control, saving time and reducing the risk of errors. Increased engagement. QR code provide more engaging experience to customers by providing them easy access to interactive contents like videos, music, and images. Google Chart API. This is the URL of Google Chart API. We need some query parameters in this URL. These are the query parameters which we will add in above URL. The first one is CHT equal to QR, which specifies the type to URL, that is whether it is QR code or anything else. Second parameter is CHS is equal to width into height, which specify the width and height of URL. Third one is CHL equal to data, which specify the data to encode. Data can be anything, that is whether number, alphabet or alphanumeric. This is the sample URL with all required parameters. So we will check this URL in our browser. This is how our URL will look like. In this video, we will learn how to create HTML and JavaScript file. For this, we will need a code editor. I am using VS Code. You can use anything with which you are familiar. So this is our project folder, and in this folder we will create a HTML file named index.html. This is the file where we will write our code. The reason I am using VS Code is that we need not write full code. For example, if I type exclamation mark, it will automatically generate the HTML boilerplate. That's the magic of VS Code editor. Now we will change the title to QR code generator. There are two ways to include JavaScript in your file. First one is to write the script tag in the body section. We can write our JavaScript code between this tag. The second one is to create a separate file named script.js and then import the file in your HTML file like this. We have to import our JavaScript file which we have created separately by writing or editing in the script tag like src is equal to, we have to give the. If you want to show pop-up whenever you opens a page or reload the page, then for that we need to write an alert function in our script tag. So let's create it. Alert, write any message you want to write inside this. Save the file and refresh the browser. We are getting the alert. Now what if we want to see an alert whenever we clicks on a button? For creating a button in HTML, we can either use button tag or input tag. I am using input tag for this. Type is equal to submit. and value will be click here. Now we will create our alert function in JavaScript. I am giving show name to this function. Inside this, we will create the same alert function which we have seen or done previously. Save the browser and refresh the page. Why we are not getting alert when clicking on button? This is because we have not linked this to our JavaScript function. For this, we need to change our input tag by writing an onClick function. OnClick is equal to the function we have to give. In our case, it's show function. Save it and refresh the page again. Now we can see our alert by clicking on the button. In this section, we will learn how to access an element in JavaScript. To access an element in JavaScript, some methods are used like getElement by ID, getElement by class, and many more. We will use getElement by ID as this is the most easier and popular one. So let's create a text box using input tag. We have to give an ID attribute to this tag which uniquely identify the tag. You can give any name inside it. I am giving it as text ID. In our previous video, we have seen whenever we click on a button, a pop-up generates. But what if we need to show whatever we write that should be displayed as pop-up? We can do this by access the element of our JavaScript function. Let's see this. Document dot get element by ID. Inside this, give the ID of our text area and in the end write dot value because this will store the value whatever we write inside text area. For displaying this value, we will write this entire line in alert method. Now save the file and refresh the page. Write anything you want to write and click on the button to get the alert or output. We can also do the same thing using a variable. So let's see it. Where my alert equal to copying the entire line to this variable and making changes by editing the variable name inside alert function. Let's make some changes in our code. Instead of writing in input tag, let's create a tag area tag in our file. ID is equal to text ID, the same which we have given previously. Rows equal to 10 and columns equal to 20. Save the file and write the message, whatever you write in the text area and get the result. In the previous video, we have seen how to access the contents of the elements. In this video, we will see some more elements like paragraph, images. So let's start by writing a paragraph tag. We are giving it ID, let's say text ID, the same which we have given previously. And in our JavaScript function, instead of writing dot value, we have to change this to dot inner HTML. Now save the file and refresh the page. We are getting the output while clicking on button. The same thing can be done using div tag instead of a paragraph tag. Just replace the paragraph tag and save the file and see the required changes. Now let's take select tag. Inside the select tag, we will use options tag and assign it some values. Let's give value like 1, 2, and instead of inner HTML, change it to dot value again. Now you can choose between these two options which we have given in our options tag and click the button to get the required alert. Now we will see image tag instead of div tag or paragraph tag. Let's delete this and write img tag. Write the src, that is source of the image. Now we are getting the image. While clicking on button, it should return the src of the image. For this, we have to make changes in our JavaScript function. And instead of writing dot value, we have to change it to dot src to display the src of the image. Now click on the button and see the src of the image. In the previous video, we have seen how to access the values of the elements in the HTML. In this lecture, we will see how to change their values. Let's delete this img tag and create a paragraph tag with same ID, that is text ID. We have written hello friends and we have to change this text to some other text. To get this thing done, we have to change the value to dot inner HTML equal to the text you want to change. Save it and refresh the page. Now click on the button and you can see the changes. The same thing can be done using the div tag. Just change the paragraph tag to div tag. After changing, save the file and refresh the browser. The same output we are getting here also. Now we will make changes using img tag. That is, we have to change the source of the image. create the img tag and keep the source blank because we have to change it and change the inner HTML to .src and provide the src which you want to give. Save it and see the changes. In the previous videos, we have seen how to access the elements in the JavaScript and how to change their values. Now, in this video, we will see the if-else conditions in JavaScript. Let's create a select tag and create some options inside it using options tag. In the options tag, we are using four values, that is Google, Facebook, Yahoo, and Bing. Now we want to see that whatever we click on any options, it should display the image of the name we have selected. And when we choose Facebook, it should return an alert. Now we will create the img tag with src keeping blank, giving it id as my img. In the JavaScript function, let's create a variable named the img and selecting the id of the img tag as that is my img, and create a second variable named the text and assign it the id of the option tag. In our case, it's my option, and write dot value to get their value. Now we will use the if else statement in this situation. If the text equal to Google, then img.src is equal to the source URL. Else if the text equal to Bing, and so on, we have to write for all our three options. In the end, write else and write the alert function. Now we are able to change the image by choosing the options using if else statement in JavaScript. In our previous videos, we have seen what is QR, its benefits, and what is Google Chart API, its required parameter, and how to use it. Then we have learned about accessing and changing the values of the elements of the JavaScript. Now using all these concepts, we will create our QR code generator. In our project, we have created a style.css file so that the page should look attractive. All these resources are given so that you can download it anytime you need. Now let's start by creating a div tag with class grid. The reason we choose grid because it has some styling properties as in the style.css file. Now we are creating a heading tag named QR code generator. We are adding an img tag with source blank and giving it id as img. And we want this img in center, so we will move it inside center tag. Now we are using options tag for choosing the size of our QR code, like 100 into 100, 150 into 150, 200 into 200, 250 into 250, and 300 into 300. And we will give the ID to select tag as size. So let's start to code it. Now to get text from user, we will use text area as it can store long text and it is multi-line as well. Placeholder, let's say, enter your text and ID will be QR text. After this, we have to use button. For this, we will use input tag and type will be submit and value will be generate. On click will be the function which we will create. Now let's give gen QR. And at the end of the page, include your name using paragraph tag like developed by your name. So till now, this is how our website will look like. We have to align our heading in center. So we will make changes in our H2 tag, save it and refresh. Now it's looking fine. The page is also responsive. That is, you can easily see this page in any device by changing the size of the page. Now our web page is ready. We have to make it to function as per our requirements. Now we will create a function in JavaScript. So let's create it. Function genqr. Now we will create the variable and assign it the value of Google Chart API. I am removing the size from this URL because we have to change it as per the options, or we have to take it from user using the drop down list. Further, we have to declare three variables for img, that is image, drop down and text area. Now we have to use if else statement to check whether the text area is empty or not, or also to check whether the option is selected as 100 into 100 or not. If my text is not equal to blank and my size is equal to 100, then my img.src is equal to gapi plus 100 into 100 plus and chs plus my text. Similarly, we have to write else if for rest of the cases, that is for rest of all the options. At last, if my text is equal to empty, it should show an alert. Now our QR code generator is ready to use. So let's test it. Writing the text which we want and choosing the size and clicking on generate button. It's working absolutely fine. Let's try with some other options and generate the code. It's absolutely working fine for all the options. I hope you find this course for generating QR code using HTML and JavaScript learnable and knowledgeable. You can also host this website and share with anyone you want. If you have any feedback or suggestions for improvement, don't hesitate to share the same. Your feedback will help me create better courses for the community. Thank you for taking out your valuable time and learn with me. I wish you all the best.